community. It's the broken relation or family, the broken relationships, and that's the narrative that is not being pushed.
Yo, this is a long video, Tyler, bro. You really put together this video. Were you here for that long?
Not an affordable housing issue. Devin,
Like,
if
this
you were
is a
just
few
given
days
an
or what?
apartment, would that solve all your problems?
No.
What can anyone walking the streets or anyone who may see this do to help you get out of this situation?
Just understand that you guys are just one paycheck away from being out here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wild. I've never seen anything like this.
Welcome to Seattle. They're human beings, man.
Yep.
They're somebody's mother, father, daughter, son, uncle, aunt. If we look at each person that way instead of as a criminal or a drug addict, we have a better chance to get to know their story and help them get off the streets.
We got a gift. Let's keep going. I'm gonna put this in the trunk.
After narrowly avoiding a Negan-style execution, we began to enter homeless camps right next to the highway and realized we were being followed.
They're obviously,
They're following us, bro. So it's
Okay.
time to move. Tyler, for real.
okay, all right, we gotta go. All right,
Yeah,
so for real,
we gotta go.
Don't mind, they may be right behind us. There's a guy coming this way. There's another guy.
Fuck
Let's be aware of our
us, bro. It's
surroundings.
been a minute. No one has
Watch out,
scored.
watch out.
I think we're
Literally
toasted.
an overpass right now.
10
This
points
is why
down.
Going to these camps,
Come on, it's only 5
you have to
points.
have an exit
Or
strategy.
5 shots,
I know
bro.
all the entrances and
I know it's
exits.
kinda
That's
hard.
why.
They're
You know
wasting
where to
time.
go. And just know that there are moving cars right now next to us going 80 miles an hour.
As we stumbled upon a tent with a bucket full of what looked to be human
Yo, they
feces,
kept
the
scoring
stench was
too,
so bad, we
bro.
began to
We're
wonder if
ass
someone had
cheeks.
died inside.
You see flies here in there? You think someone's dead in there?
I don't know. And,
Might be worth a wellness check. I don't know. There could be someone dead in there.
we have found bodies in these tents before.
Is anyone in there?
Hey guys,
Yeah,
welfare
we're
check.
just missing our guy.
Welfare check, guys. You guys okay?
Seems like no one's there. Needle caps all across the ground here. And right off the freeway. Look at this. I don't even know how they get their stuff here. How you doing, sir? Do you feel safe living right next to the freeway here?
Not really,
No?
because at any point in time there could be a traffic accident, car could slide up and
Sure.
take out one of the houses.
Does the city ever come here and intervene?
No, what they pretty much do is they come, they clean up trash and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it.
Have you ever seen or known anyone who's gotten hit by a car?
Yeah,
Yeah? How common is that?
very,
Very?
very common.
You see 2 propane tanks right there. And look,
I mean, look at
housing
this.
right across the street.
We've got single family homes. This is unacceptable in our society. And if you look right now, look, you have multiple pieces of luggage.
Not the same name on all these.
It's not the same name at all. There's been an epidemic right now where you have
Luggage theft?
luggage theft. The cycle is the addicts go into a Target or a Walmart or Walgreens.
We have this person taking everything from the counter.
Then they'll steal items. Then they'll hit the streets, a very busy area, and sell this stuff for pennies on the dollar. And the buyers are the little Asian grandmas because they want the deals. It's like the people who are working who'll go into these neighborhoods and they're fueling the crisis as well.
Wow. Let's check this out.
Everybody in?
These homeless tents were built right next to premium Seattle real estate, and some of them even had a multi-million-dollar view.
Wow. Batteries on the
You
ground.
can also argue that camping out here gives you the best views of the city. Look at this.
That is truly epic.
While drug addiction kept many of these people on the streets, we stumbled upon this giant fortress that led me to
points.
wonder if some of these people actually preferred living on these streets.
This is a pretty epic fortress you have here almost. How long did it take to build this?
It's not done yet.
You feel safe out here?
It almost feels like home, I guess.
Is fentanyl the biggest drug out here?
Biggest drug out here?
Yeah.
Probably oxygen.
Oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey there. How's it going? Is it too cold for you out here?
Not in this blanket.
Okay, fair. Do you need any help from anyone? And if so, how could someone help you?
Well, I don't need any more help.
Okay.
Why are we all missing? We asked you.
Notice what he
Brother.
said. He said he's choosing this.
Oh, the
We
lifestyle.
asked
The
you for real,
lifestyle.
man.
Sure.
That is the piece that certain homeless advocates don't
6
want out
minutes
there.
left.
And what do you do
Timeout.
about these people in society?
I don't know.
And
These are the
it's
people
for-
who've given up on society.
They're all
They're done. They don't want
fuck
to
it.
work anymore. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay their bills. You've got the activists saying,
Fuck
"Oh, if you
this
just give
shit,
everyone
man.
here housing, we can solve the crisis."
Sacramento,
Well, the problem
get
is
your ass
you've
together,
clearly
bro.
encountered there are people who want to stay out here. What do you do about them?
After establishing homelessness was, in some cases, a voluntary lifestyle, Jonathan took me to an even more extreme example of this beside a railroad.
Look at all those propane tanks. Holy smokes. Whoa.
Guys, here it is.
Come over here.
We should assume everyone here has weapons. They do not want us here. And I've already established some relationships, but I don't know if my guys are still here.
So we're walking through a heap of trash, and I'm ready to run if necessary.
There are animals in here too. This is the only other issue, guys. There are a lot of stray dogs here.
Protocol, if things get shaky, sprint for your life, all right? Is that a swastika?
Yeah.
Is this a high
And as we approached the summit of this hill, we encountered this dude, power tools in hand, appearing to weld something car-related. After Jonathan's quick use of level 99 charisma, we had unlocked safe passage to explore the area.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you. I mean, these guys are all self-sufficient. Everyone's running on generators here. There's power, there's electricity.
It seemed like some of these homeless people just didn't want to be part of society. But after driving to a homeless camp right outside a residential neighborhood, I met a pregnant woman who wanted help to get off of the streets but could not receive any.
My niece was illegally evicted.
I get it.
Illegally. Didn't I just tell you
No,
what?
you told me. I get it, yeah.
This is not because of fentanyl
No, I understand that.
or any of that. She has
I get
nothing
it.
to do with the drug use, though. So please understand
No,
that.
I understand that. Hi there.
Hi.
I've heard you're pregnant and you're in need of housing.
Yes.
Have you looked for housing since?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
What was the response given?
Well,
Nothing.
Nothing?
She's in a tent.
you can't tell.
What would you recommend she do? She's pregnant. She's on the streets right now. She wants housing.
Have you considered going to other outreach groups or other nonprofits
Yes,
like
yes,
Salvation Army,
yes, I
Union
have.
Gospel
Yes,
Mission?
yes.
What are they saying? I know Union Gospel Mission would potentially take you in.
Nobody want to get no nasty mission.
It's dirty. It's unsanitary.
But that's not the case. See,
Okay, got it.
And I understand that may be their experience, but they can get you off the streets right now, and at least for the sake of your baby.
I understand that, but there's multiple. There's not. You don't get your own room. You know what I'm saying? You're around
Right.
everybody.
I see.
You know what I'm saying there's germs. There's. And I'm pregnant. I can get sick easily. You know what
So
I'm saying?
you'd rather take your chances out here than be in a place where you have to share a.
I'm sorry, but this right
room?
here is a lot cleaner than a Salvation Army
Got it.
or a
That's-
shelter. Yes.
I'm saying we want housing, not tiny homes or shelters because they dictate your lives. They
So-
tell you who you can and can't have over.
Are there any other qualifications, like you guys can't use drugs as an example?
It's not about the drugs. It's about people dictating your lives, okay? So it's an American thing where I should be able to call my friend up and say, hey, come over. Not, come over. Do you have ID? Show it at the front counter.
Got it.
Okay, you know, that's
Okay.
retarded. Like,
So I have a quick question
Yeah.
though. Do you understand how some
20
people,
years.
some people hearing you almost say that's a sense of entitlement, that there are people who are working 2-3 jobs? I'm just asking for the sake of asking.
Never experienced it.
people working 2-3 jobs that don't realize one bad day and they're this close.
What would you wish for if you could talk to the mayor right now or the governor?
To give me a place to live that is safe.
There's urine, there's human feces, there's drug dealing going on. Is
Sure.
that safer than this shelter that's allegedly unsanitary?
Whoa.
Look,
Why do you think they're choosing to be out here?
because they don't want to follow the rules.
Okay.
Do you deserve an apartment in Seattle when there's so many others who are working 2-3 jobs?
And then, out of nowhere, a person frantically stalking us from behind, covering their face with cardboard, began yelling at us asking who we were.
Hi there.
Here goes.
Hi. Oh, what's... My name is Tyler Oliveira. What's your name?
What is your business?
We have a YouTube channel. You came up here running.
Actually,
Yeah.
in front
Of?
of a criminal network, a criminal town.
Talk to me.
I had, for my safety,
Okay.
you're in front of the camel tent that is a drug ring.
We saw that. We can blur your face. Would you like to talk to me?
I will, but I won't win in front of a camel.
Okay. You came here, you're visibly upset and concerned about your own safety?
Less so about safety than I'm sick to death of picking up human poop.
Sure.
I'm sick to death of picking up garbage every single day, including meth, the foil. It's dangerous for dogs.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for people. There's unmitigated shoplifting. The laws have to be changed because they're actually, the police hands are tied.
So, for clarity, you live in the surrounding area.
Yes.
You are a concerned,
Why are we
upset
shooting
resident of
threes?
this neighborhood that's been overtaken
Oh
by
man, it's
drug
like a
dealers,
2K game.
criminals, and homeless
We
people. Is that
lost.
accurate?
We're spending
You guys
vast
are NBA players
amounts
playing like 2K
on
players.
Narcan. The firemen are coming out all the time. Overdoses. I'm sorry, if you're not a teenager, you don't get
Me.
Narcan. You don't get a second
Holy
shot. I
man,
am not
that's
some
cheap.
crazy conservative, but things
on,
cannot
and
end
back
unless
down.
there are laws. This is not safe for
I
me.
figure.
Yeah.
This is not safe.
Oh, okay, got it.
We're gonna get going. All right.
It's just
I get it.
I'm curious though. Why did you come
Rolling.
charging at us? I'm
Yeah,
just
what?
because if I was gonna have some idiotic progressive thing like, oh, these poor, homeless, poor people, you know, they're the poor entitled.
I thought she was a far-left activist coming up on us, but I didn't realize she was a concerned neighbor.
With residents of certain neighborhoods that were destroyed by homeless camps, it seemed like people affected firsthand by progressive liberal policies that encourage harm reduction, nonprofits that enable and subsidize the homeless lifestyle, and politicians that weaponize this compassion to gain votes. The people directly affected by homeless camps are so afraid of speaking out in fear of being labeled an alt-right conservative that hates homeless people. But intrigued by this unspoken tension felt throughout the city, I headed towards the Capitol Hill neighborhood where the events of Chaz began. But on our way there, Jonathan saw an abandoned building being broken into, and we sped onto the scene to investigate further.
So let's see what we find.
We are entering the building right now. Right there. This could potentially be dangerous. Hello? You don't live here, sir.
I was sitting here.
You're squatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to get my stuff?
I mean, they don't want people living here.
Okay, well, I'll get my stuff. I got some clothes and stuff here, so.
Would you like to talk real quick now that we're here?
We're not the police.
No, I'm saying I'll get my stuff and go.
Would you like to share why you're here? We saw you.
I'm homeless.
You're homeless?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're squatting here?
Yeah. The furniture was already here.
Can we come in?
Yeah.
What's going on in here? There's a lot of pretty ladies, by the way.
That was all here. Like,
Okay.
So I just have clothes, so I just get it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find this place?
I was just walking by.
Walking by?
Yeah, and the door was open.
And are these your cutouts?
No, these ones aren't.
Okay.
You say you know the owner? Let's call the owner. I want to talk to the owner.
So we call the owner?
Yeah, we should. Because I'm trying to get a job.
Okay. Is that meth?
That's what I do. I'm a woodworker. All right. It's my pipe, yeah.
Okay.
People have been squatting in here. This connects to the rest of the motel.
Oh, so there's a tunnel right here.
Yeah, so we actually have they tunnel all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, about 5 years ago, I took up woodworking, and I could paint. I'm going to make my worth $50 an hour easy.
Sure. So you have skills you'd like to use and get employed.
So some people are like, you're 40, you're not going to learn that shit. And now I ended up homeless, and I got the skills now, baby.
Honest to God, it's pretty warm and cozy in here. I want to put that out there. Did you sleep on the bed too? In here? Yeah, I mean, you might as well see it.
So we crawled through this dark tunnel in the building that led to an even darker room through another hole in the wall to get to this guy's room.
But this got tunneled, right? So they
you want to peel the curtain back a little bit?
Right.
Oh, there's lighting. Who's back here?
No one.
Okay.
This is where I sleep.
Okay, let's check it out.
This is my, I got my steel saw, my tools right here.
We got propane tank right here.
Propane tank.
Oh, yeah. You got all your tools.
I'm a boss.
You're a boss, brother.
I got my Ray-Bans right here, my Ray-Bans.
Okay. Is that pee right there?
Yeah, I didn't dump it out this morning. Hey, don't do the close-up.
Okay.
You know some people save pee.
I'm not saving my pee.
Okay.
I just haven't had it.
Well, you know some people do to drink it again because of the residue of fentanyl.
We ain't on that level.
Okay, not yet. Okay. Have you got on that point ever?
I'm at rock bottom already, bro. I'm going up.
Questions, they seem kind of pointed, but I'm just curious.
My toolbox.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Check it out.
Yeah, bro. Don't. Oh, that's kind of badass.
I'm saying if I get cold, I open the umbrella and I scoot that right over.
Sure. If you had an address, do you think you could get a job?
I want more than that, dog. I'm trying to build like a real something that's gonna sustain my generations after me.
I believe in it.
And paint is what's gonna do it. But this is where I'm gonna make my fortune. The plan was to come and help Alex paint with terra painting.
Okay.
It happened for like a month, but then someone broke into the van and stole a bunch of shit. So I got a chip on my
Yo,
brother, thank you so much for
what
sharing.
am I watching?
Well, we now know you guys are really straight.
Are you concerned about this right here, the propane tank? No?
No, man. I done firefighter training.
Really?
I got a lot of skills, right?
Sadly, only 11 days later, the motel burned down.
11
days
days
wonder how it
later?
happened and what happened to these guys we met. We got back in the car and headed back to Capitol Hill,
Oh,
but Jonathan
no.
gave me a warning of what we needed to be prepared for.
I've been dealing with so much hate from just the activist class, the far left in this city. I mean, I've been doxxed. I just kind of recorded some phone calls I received. I just thought it was kind of hilarious. Here's what some of the folks said to me.
Damn,
I got fucked over hard.
Absolutely.
Comes back on you.
You're a transphobic piece of shit. You Jonathan Kelly, disgusting human being. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're mentally ill. Total whack jobs.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, little
guy's a soy boy. I mean, listen.
Flippers are barely clipped.
because
Oh
I
my
covered a
god.
Proud Boys rally, and I was accused
Oh
of
my
promoting
gosh.
this group when that
Are
wasn't the
they?
case. And afterwards, people just started harassing me and doxing me. They all know who I am. They don't want me
Oh
near
my
any of
gosh.
their initiatives or projects, and they come after me.
You have no life. Because you got fired from Cairo. Because you got fired from Cairo. Because you're a Proud Boy.
You're a liar. Get this.
Alright, come on, buzzer.
Stop me. I refuse to be bullied. And that's what these losers are.
And we had finally made it to Capitol Hill.
This is the LGBTQ plus capital of Seattle.
It's definitely one of them. It's got a highly concentrated area for the community.
And they love you here.
It depends who you ask. Okay. The communists and the Marxists who are trying to take this over for their land, they want to put the homeless in the front lines and say, hey,
I
you
can't believe I
move us.
lost my
That's harmful
bat
to the
here.
homeless.
Basically, what Jonathan is saying is that organizers of
2
Chaz
minutes.
used homeless people and strategically planted them in areas like Cal Anderson Park because, unlike a lot of protesters who might have gone home and slept in their homes at night during the protests,
this
homeless
shit.
people could
We're
be
gonna have
told
to
to
shoot
pull up a
threes,
tent
bro.
and stay there indefinitely.
You've got numerous tents that have now moved.
Rebound.
How you doing? You have this kid
Turnover.
here.
Our
Hi
ball.
there.
Right here. 3-point
would you
shot.
like to say
Right
hello?
here.
Not to you guys.
Right here. Outside.
Why is that?
Shot. Pass. Green shot. Come on.
There's beef in the air that I'm unaware of. Do you think he knows of who you are?
I'm pretty sure he does. They don't like my style. They don't like the fact that I'm exposing them. And they feel as though they are vigilante security guards and that they're protecting this BLM garden and this homeless encampment. How is this being allowed in a public park in a world-class city like Seattle? This is a takeover, Tyler. Crab, they're eating crab. Is this
Looks good.
Tyler, I'm never ever really
Worst
concerned
three
about
ever
the
from
homeless.
frickin'
It's always the
Dave
activists.
Nash.
Clearly anti-cop, okay? It's a trans flag with a black star, and you have the entire trans movement now latching onto this as well. And they'll use this language. Again, you and I are on indigenous land. This is a message to the white man that this belongs to Native Americans.
And there's caps on the ground here.
The homeless, the drug addicts, we're destroying the bathrooms, man. I mean, kids go in there to, use the bathroom, and they're standing next to needles and needle caps, and there's human feces just smeared against the walls.
It happens everywhere.
Oh, someone's in there.
Oh.
It happens everywhere.
Got it. So every major city.
There's one place where it doesn't happen, then it's the place where they keep homeless out or they scam people for drugs.
Are you doing fentanyl in there?
What kind of question is that?
I'm asking if you're doing fentanyl in there because bathrooms are being used for drug use.
That's everywhere in the United States.
Is that a yes or no?
No.
Would you like to share your thoughts on what's going on here?
I just did. It happens everywhere. It's everywhere.
Who should
You have to do it. Man, read the Bible, and what would Jesus do?
What do you think he would do?
Why are you harassing people in the bathroom?
He actually.
He is harassing people in the bathroom. That is true.
Well, we were actually walking by, and then he said.
I said it's everywhere.
We have it all on camera.
These guys are just gonna try and get a rise out of you.
I guess we're having like a camera standoff here, but ultimately the consensus is a conversation is not negotiable here.
This far left activist is now going to call his comrades and say, look out for you guys.
What is comrades? Is that a particular word choice for any given reason?
People are commies, so, I mean, that's the language they use as well, so.
Okay. So typically speaking, who dislikes you in Seattle?
People with green hair and pink hair and purple hair, calling me transphobic, saying I'm anti-LGBTQ, saying I hate the homeless. Every agenda that they want to champion, they consider me the enemy. I'm not going to let some soy boy tell me where I can record and where I can walk. Are you kidding me? And the funny part is, I'm in support of the LGBTQ community. Oh, here we go.
Say, here we go. Did you see someone?
Anytime there's somebody who has green or purple hair, I get a little nervous, but. It was like yesterday, man, where you had protesters, literally up against the faces of police officers as they formed a human wall trying to protect the East Precinct, but we all know the story. City leaders allowed the activists to take over this entire city block, and it was just chaos.
But for better context from the inside of the protest, let's say goodbye to Jonathan for now and say hello to Mark Anthony.
Has anybody here ever heard of the French Revolution before? Does anybody here know what happened to the people who did not get on board with the French Revolution? Say it louder. Say it louder.
This is not a party, and we have a mission to accomplish.
So I met up with Mark to try and understand what actually happened during the protests.
CHOP officially started in 2020 on, I would say it was June 8th. It all started with the death of George Floyd. Saw the injustice of a man dying from having a knee in his neck while being subdued by 2 police officers, while others were trying to help him and other police officers were holding them back. Me, myself, I've always been passionate about social injustice and civil rights issues, and so that was my wake-up call to come out and be a part of it. It started here, really. This was the intersection. People were coming here on a daily basis and we were protesting. And so basically we had, just face off, just protesting, very peaceful. And then that would go on all day. And
now only one bed's losing the other one now.
would go on until the night. And during the night, it would get
That's a good job. I should have left it when I had 40 bucks.
Level of aggression that the police operated with in response to a few bad players is what led to more and more people showing up. And at this point, the National Guard had been called in. It's not just police we're facing off now with. They were using tear gas on us every night or pepper spray or whatever it is, but essentially it's a chemical weapon. I tried multiple times to have officers come and speak to us, let us know how they felt about the situation, show us that you understand what we saw, the rest of the world saw was wrong, and let us know that you're not with them.
After days of protesters clashing with police, on June 7th, a man drove his car towards a crowd near 11th and Pine and shot a protester who tried to stop him. Chaos ensued, leading the mayor to order the barriers to be moved, and the police evacuated the precinct the next day, boarding it up on their way out, as protesters occupied Capitol Hill with little to no opposition.
Cleveland Cavaliers record?
When the police first abandoned this building, I came that morning, and I came expecting the protest. And I showed up, and I was
Dallas
like
Mavericks record.
I believe the cops left because they realized that the tactics that they were using to, in their mind, de-escalate the situation was making it way worse. They had no right to abandon the people that live in this area. The people that were living here at the time couldn't get adequate medical services.
Do you think the cops should have stayed here?
If I was in charge of the police, I would not have had them abandon that building.
So how do you guys then organize and decide we're going to make CHOP or Chaz?
That morning, there were still thousands of people that showed up to protest because we didn't know the cops were gone. A lot of people showed up, and now we didn't have the same direction of let's go and
New York
our
Knicks
frustration
record.
at the police. Instead, we're just there by ourselves. And so we decided, instead of just being here and being negative, we're
Oklahoma
make
City
this a positive
Thunder
space. We don't know when
record.
the cops are coming back, but right now we know that we have this space.
So real quick, what do we think this is? What happened here? An overdose? Yeah. Is it fentanyl related? I have no idea. Okay. Overdose.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drugs in this area. At the time when this was going down, there were a few of us who had been protesting from before the area was an Occupy zone. Myself, Raz Simone, a few others. So people at this point were recognizing us as some of the leaders. I gathered a group of people. I said, all right, we got to come up with some new names. And somebody said, well, what about Capitol Hill Occupy protests? CHOP.
Misconception might be that you guys show up here, we're going to start our own society or civilization, and then they see you guys asking for materials. In reality, it's a protest.
It was a protest.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually the vice president of my nonprofit. Tracy was here every day with me at CHOP as well.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So we went back to the BLM Garden in Cal Anderson Park to understand how the protesters used homeless people to achieve their goals.
So here we have members from the homeless community and people that are here to help them. So we actually invited the homeless to CHOP. And the reason that we invited them is because, as I mentioned, we wanted to defend that police precinct. But we knew people are just going to wait until people are gone in the middle of the night, and then they're going to try to break in and damage the building. The best way to make sure that we could get people to stay here regularly was to invite the homeless in. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to come and sleep on the concrete for 30 days, in a row.
And it's clearly succeeded, right?
And so, yeah, we said, you know what, if you guys want to support this movement, we will help support you. And so we regularly had food out here for the homeless. We were giving away clothes for the homeless.
Were any of you guys here during CHOP? It's public property. We're just asking a question. We don't have to talk. Well, we're just talking about CHOP. Yeah, we're just taking a look at the garden that was formed here. But we see it's a camp.
We're trying to tear down the garden, and that's why we're here.
Oh, so you guys are here to prevent the garden being taken down?
Yeah, they're trying to take this whole area out and put in a pickleball court.
These
people, they're not trustworthy.
They're not
trustworthy.
Why is that? Can you explain why we're not trustworthy?
Please don't film me. I don't consent to be filmed.
Well, Can you elaborate?
I don't want to talk to you, and I don't want to elaborate. Please.
So why is he frustrated at us trying to look at the guard?
They think you guys are untrustworthy, that you're going to go, maybe you might be right-wing or something, and you might be publicizing this in a way that might slander us.
Got it.
Yet despite this strong mistrust, this homeless guy who was here during CHOP came over to talk to me.
You were here during CHOP?
I was here for all of CHOP.
Is there a division and conflict within CHOP from the get-go?
No, it was peaceful. It was unity, and then it went to hell.
And how many people died here while it did last?
Yeah, 2.
Who shot who and why?
I don't want to get into that.
Okay. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that was the nail in the coffin of CHOP and what it represented at the time, or?
I think so.
We've got one person killed, potentially others injured. We don't know. We don't know what the incident was. But the Seattle Police Department cannot go in and has not confirmed.
That is correct.
How can that stand in America?
You guys are that afraid? There's no way. There's no way. He's dying. He needs your help. This is your job.
I want to make sure that we have not been cleared to move into.
You are clear. We're giving you the clear. We will make sure you're clear. If he dies, it's on you guys. You could have saved his life. You could have, but you're not, because it's a black light.
And look at this video from live stream cameras just before 3 a.m. More than a dozen shots are heard. Video that captures what sounds like more than a dozen gunshots. And then at 2:59, at the very top of your screen, you can see that white Jeep plow into the cement barricades.
And it is abundantly clear to our detectives people had been in and out of the car after the shooting. Detectives are trying to get information from witnesses, but as has been the case in other crime scenes up in this area, people are not being cooperative with our request for help.
They tried to offer aid. They were offering aid for about 25 minutes. We were calling police, telling them, come in, you guys are safe, we're right here. It's very easy to access, but we need to get this man to a hospital. And for 25 minutes, I watched that man bleed out on the table. And man, it was actually one of the ugliest things I've ever seen, not just because I had to witness somebody die, but because I also had to witness how the people around were reacting to watching this young man die. A lot of people were just concerned about getting the video on their social media and recording it.
Okay.
It was incredibly frustrating.
So you watched this young man die in front of your eyes?
Yes.
Right there?
Yeah.
But this was our medic station. Yeah. There was a lot of things that was going on within CHOP. I was almost assaulted in CHOP as well, and I called the police, and they never showed up.
Can you explain the relationship between the police and the protesters at the time, and was one of the goals of CHOP to cut the police funding in half?
Separate group.
Separate group?
That was a separate group, because again, like I said, there was 2 sets of protesters. There was the protesters who wanted to defund the police, and there was the protesters like myself who wanted to keep the police, but maybe hold them accountable. My question has always been, why did the police evacuate their building?
Seattle PD.
Yeah.
Maybe I can ask him. Were you here during CHOP by chance? Do you have any thoughts on it? No?
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk that they abandoned their motherfucking police station. Excuse my language.
And as we walked to the police precinct that was abandoned by the police, leading to the formation of CHOP, Mark began to share why he thinks the government's current stance on drugs and harm reduction is racist.
Why has it become a white supremacy thing?
Because a lot of it is geared towards the white community. Now look at the 90s during the crack epidemic.
Crack cocaine. The problem is crack cocaine.
They were en masse beating black people, throwing them in jail, locking them up for as long as they could, and now we see, let's decriminalize it, let's give them safe injection sites. Make sure that they get free housing. Look at how the response was different from white to black. They have reversed their stance when it's white people that are the ones that are overdosing, doing the crime and drugs. Now all of a sudden we need to decriminalize this.
So you're saying if these were predominantly black people using these same drugs, the stance would be different?
Exactly. I'm saying that's what it is in general. When white people are going through something, the government will step in and help them. Oh, the farmers are having crops failing? Oh, you're going to get all kind of grants and this and that.
Do you think the United States is one of the most racist nations out there?
I think that they were victimized in the past and they are still being victimized now.
Activism seemed to be within the DNA of Seattle, and I saw a Free Palestine rally in downtown Seattle that same day.
From your perspective, do you see any parallels to what we discussed in CHOP and this?
Yeah, once again, I see it as a genocide. I see it as people of a different ethnicity, of a different skin tone than the European descent that is the majority and dominant race.
And for the last 6 weeks, they've been launching a genocide against completely innocent women and children. The average age of the fatalities in Gaza is 5 years old.
And all I'm saying is, Israel, it has a right
Bro, what the hell? This shit is going out of board, bro.
to exist. Imagine if you're in America.
I gotta do my history.